Cardinals Corner from Arizona Sports.
Cardinals Corner from Arizona Sports with Tyler Drake and Lauren Koval.
Well, the Arizona Cardinals are officially dust in the NFL wind, out of playoff contention officially today with their 20-17 loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Welcome back into another edition of Cardinals Corner. I'm Tyler Drake, and that's Lauren Koval. This is Cardinals Corner after another loss. So, Lauren, before we dive into this one, how we doing?
We're coming off of that Thanksgiving high. We're basically, my Thanksgiving every year consists of consuming a ridiculous amount of food and beverage and watching football. Yes. And so delightful as always. And then we got football Thursday, we got football Friday,
rivalry week Saturday.
Yeah, we got football today. So in that case, I'm doing just fine.
Yeah, a lot of good football. Mm-hmm. And while it was close, again, another Cardinals loss. 9 of their last 10 have been L's. And like I just said, eliminated from playoff contention. I have not checked in on the other teams, but I think they are the second team officially eliminated after the Giants last week. Earliest they've been eliminated since 1986. Guess where they were playing at that time?
Not here.
St. Louis. So if that's not a glaring example of how far this team has fallen in year 3 under this current regime, I don't know what else to tell you.
No, it's no excuses hour now, because not only do the statistics back up the fact that this season has been more than just a disappointment for the team, but now you've got 9 of your last 10 being losses. You're looking at the schedule going, I don't know.
Can
where
you win another game?
Yeah, do we see another win? And then once the season ends, you're just going to look back at this, and it's not even one of those where you go, we learned something about blah, 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 because I don't think we did. And if you want to take any lesson away from this, it's that Kyler Murray isn't your starting quarterback moving forward. And that might be just about the only lesson we've learned this year.
And he's not the only issue to this team.
No.
That's the big one. Mm-hmm. As much as we all want to, as much as everybody wants to put the spotlight on Kyler, yeah, it's there. He deserves it.
There's more than one spotlight.
There's multiple spotlights.
Yes.
Exactly. That's where I was going with it. It's a full-blown boat looking for survivors in the Titanic with all the spotlights they've got going right now.
And there's going to be very few survivors.
And that's how it should be. Mm-hmm. You cannot think that this is acceptable. And it's not. I know those guys in the locker room think it's unacceptable. I know JG knows it's unacceptable. You cannot continue to go this way, continue to go through the season. I mean, I guess now you can go through the season. You know playoffs are not anywhere close to the realm of a possibility. You're out of it completely. It's evaluation time. You got, 5 games left? 5? Yeah, 5 games left, which, wow, 5 weeks, and you're already out of the playoff picture. Another example of just how far this team's fallen. And yeah, you now are completely turning the page to, do we have a quarterback we can rely on for next year in Jacoby Brissett? What do we have in the youth? Who is sticking around after the season that could be on the kind of cusp, maybe heading towards free agent? We're getting very much into developmental stage for the youth, and a lot of, can you really cut it next year for us? Kind of conversations, I think. One guy I know we don't have to talk about, Trey McBride, because he continues to put his name in the history book. Surpassed Jimmy Graham with 302 catches, but he added more than that, for the most receptions by a tight end across the first 4 seasons of their career in NFL history. And that's with one season not being so productive.
No, and that's a pretty good name to have yourself tied to in the history books there when it comes to tight ends. I mean, that's one of the peak guys when you think of the NFL. And it's a shame that Trey McBride's name is there and the production from the team hasn't been there, because you really hope that you look back at these productive years from Trey McBride and that our highlight isn't, wow, Trey McBride's incredible and the rest of the team disappointed him and couldn't compete with him, because that's what they've put on the field so far. So you only hope that you're not going to continue to waste a stellar career from a tight end who, when they drafted him, I'm in the majority here of Cardinals fans going, really? That's tight end. Are we sure? There are bigger issues here.
Yep.
And he's proven everybody wrong and has cemented himself as, if not the best tight end
right
in
now.
the National Football League. And it would be a true shame to continue to see the Cardinals go on this trajectory of just wasting his best years because you thought the rebuild was over this year. You thought that you were moving past that. No, we've got to go through another rebuild, and Trey McBride is sticking around for another one of them. And then you hope that at some point he just doesn't become exhausted as a player, that he doesn't want to do this.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Because that's I look back to when he got extended. Thank God he got extended.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just good thing there's some years attached to him right now, because you never know how somebody's thinking. I don't think he's thinking this way, but you lose like this, as you're the only bright spot again, it wouldn't be crazy to think it's creeping in somewhere.
No.
So it's, again, don't want to go too far on that.
Yeah.
But you look at the way this team is losing. It's just, again, coming down to 4 or 5 plays. I look at Jacoby Brissett's interception, getting down to the 20 of the Bucs, looking like they were going to score, interception. That wiped away points. And yes, Bucs didn't score on that ensuing drive.
Possession.
Yeah, but still, you're taking points off the board.
Yeah.
Look at Bam Knight. Looking
Points that now come back to haunt you in a game with a score like this.
Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. Look at Bam Knight. He was running really well. Running so well. My buddy Donnie Drew and was, oh man, he's been really good this year. As soon as he hits send on that tweet, fumbles the ball. He was averaging like 7.8 yards per carry before that.
Yeah.
Still had a pretty good game. But still, another one of those just backbreaker. And then you look at some of the other plays. I mean, the 3rd and 3, I think it was, to Marvin Harrison. Sailed it over his head. Tough play there. Do you want to just go get the first down and keep things alive? Maybe. Then you go for it later on. Or no. Right after that, you have a missed field goal. There's 3 points right there. Later on, I mean, you're talking about the going for it on your own 39. Try to keep momentum on your side. Don't pick it up on like a 4th and 2. Brutal. That's going to extinguish any momentum instead of giving you any.
Yep.
And it's just, and then you look at the end. I mean, I know it was 4 plays, 8 yards to finish the game. That might have been one of the worst drives of Cardinals football we've seen all year. And you start it off, Greg Dortch doesn't get out of bounds. That just speeds up that clock, speeds up everybody's panic meter, or raises it. It's just, they've got to coach the details better.
And you could tell that their panic meter was elevated because the 3rd down play from Jacoby Brissett just sailing that ball out of bounds. You immediately go, okay, if there's a little less pressure on this situation, or if they have some more timeouts, you feel a little bit more supported by your offense, and you hope that you're able to move the ball down the field. Because that's arguably one of the worst drives the Arizona Cardinals have had over the past few weeks, and it's the most critical drive of the game where you don't see them execute in this way. And what's especially brutal about it is I would have loved to see what Jacoby Brissett could do on a less than 2-minute drill at the end of the game, just to see, do we open up the offense a little bit more? How does the play calling adjust? What are we moving towards? I also think that was a poor decision-making choice on that 4th down by Jacoby Brissett, because Michael Wilson immediately gets held up. Immediately. He's not in his place. And it felt more like Jacoby was just going there because that's the play call and that's how they plan to execute it. But if you'd waited, not even half a second, but just a beat longer, you would have seen Michael Wilson's not there. You don't have him. And not that Jacoby Brissett could have run for it necessarily, but
I got to look at the pressure on that again. But I get what you're saying with, exactly. And it's just, just a tough look. Just a very, very, very tough look. And with the loss, they are now number 7 in the draft order. Ooh.
And it can get worse.
Or
better.
I guess, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah.
Because when we look at the old schedule, you got the Rams twice. Oh boy. They lost today, but oh boy, they're going to be mad. Next week, no big deal. It's at least at home. Does that help, though?
No.
Then you've got the Texans. More of a surprise team, in my opinion.
Who also won today. Beat the Colts.
Yep. So there's that. Oh, beat the Colts. Okay.
Daniel Jones has got a broken fibula, though, and Jonathan Taylor had a horrible game by his measure. No touchdown recorded.
Wow. Okay. That's going to hurt his MVP odds.
They don't give him to running backs anyway.
Matt Stafford, 28 straight touchdown completions without a pick, and then threw 2.
And fumbled in the red zone.
Wow. Oh. Then you got the Falcons, who the Falcons are falconing.
Losing to the Jets today. So truly falconing.
Yes. Then you've got the Bengals with Joe Burrow back.
Uh-oh, yeah.
And guess what? You end it with the Rams.
Again.
In LA. Mm-hmm. It's getting. I know a lot of people have talked and joked about they're not winning another game. They might not win another game. Mm-hmm. Tampa was about the closest. Maybe the Falcons. Outside of that, you just hope you're competitive to keep jobs. I mean, you're at that point in the season where you might get away with losing these close games because clearly no changes have been made, and they're still in the exact same spot they basically were outside of that Dallas game. I mean, take Dallas out of the equation. It's nothing but else.
No, and I don't think that the Cardinals were ever going to make changes in season. That didn't seem like from locker room discussion and coaching discussions that was ever going to be something that they were going to do. Mm-hmm. So I think now you're just waiting till the end of the season, because if you actually fired somebody, what are you getting out of this? Yep. Like, you're not auditioning anybody else for these roles at this point. You don't have an immediate successor. It's not like if you fire JG, you're moving Drew Petzing into that role.
No, or you're probably moving like Jeff Rodgers. But then if you fire Petzing, are you moving Drew Terrell, the OC? I don't think so.
And you're not.
That's why it's like, I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off.
No, go.
That's why I think it's such when you look back, it's like Spencer Whipple left last year or this year. Mm-hmm. That would be a guy that you could probably say, hey, you need to take over OC the rest of the year. You've done it before. Take it over. I just feel like there's not the right coaching staff to come up and replace these guys right now. Like, you have to go back to the board and really overhaul things.
And as much as you, just like you speaking of Cardinals fans and the overall media, want you to fire somebody like Drew Petzing, especially, his name has been so hot for the last 2-3 months at this rate. It doesn't make sense to do it right now because you also don't know who's going to be available at the end of this season.
Brian Dable's available.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not somebody you're moving in at this point in the season. No. Your name's written. You know what you're doing. Your season's over. You've accepted all of that. No point in making those kinds of changes right now. Now it's just, okay, we for sure know you're not coming back with the performance that you've put on over the course of your tenure with the Cardinals. So now it's Monty's job, it's Bidwell's job to go out there and start to look around and see what other names are available and who could fill these gaps. And that's something you're going to get a lot more clarity on at the end of the season, especially when the craziness of the head coaching cycle starts
whatever the quarterback situation is going to be.
Exactly.
It's all going to come like crazy.
And then you have to decide, was it not the right choice to have a defensive-minded head coach in there if you're going to bring in a new quarterback? And then do you need an offensive guy in that role?
I can already tell you, if for some reason they do move on from JG, it's going to be offensive-minded. I just think it's going to be. I think they're just going to keep going like this until something works. Offensive, defensive, offensive, defensive.
And as we've talked about before, and this game is only further proof of it, you have to hope that you fix your offensive line before you bring a new QB in here if that's what you decide to do.
Yeah, because offensive line's the worst. And that's why it's like, do you really want to go burn a first-round pick on a quarterback that's going to get eaten alive with no offensive line? No, you probably need to go look at somebody to help fill the holes in the trenches because Will Hernandez probably ain't coming back. He's just injured. Nothing against that, but he's just hurt. Mm-hmm. Kelvin Beachum, how much does he have left in the tank? Jonah Williams, see you later. He should be gone. Mm-hmm. Isaiah Adams, are you proven yet? I don't know. I don't think so. Like we said earlier, the evaluation at the end of the season, this is going to be a big part for him to see if he can really get back into that starting role and keep it, lock it down, and not have any kind of question marks there. Yeah, it's going to get interesting. It's going to get very interesting. And it could even get more interesting because guess who didn't finish the game today after returning after 2 games?
Yep.
Marvin Harrison Jr. And so, yes, exited late in the game. Heel, did not return. Obviously coming off the 2 games missed because he had appendicitis and the appendectomy. So hoping all is good there. But you could tell he was uncomfortable well before he got the questionable status.
He was hobbling around on the sidelines at basically any opportunity. He even left the field on an offensive drive early and was just seen sort of pacing the sidelines uncomfortably. So now it's another injury for him, different than an appendectomy, different than other issues he's dealt with this season. So that's of concern.
So he had 6 catches, 69 yards. I think he was a leading pass catcher before he went out. Then you look at what Michael Wilson did.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
3 yards, 1 yard, 3 yards the past 2 games on 25 catches. Targets were there, was 7, but he also saw quite a few of those at the end with Marvin out. 3
and he
catches.
Also saw quite of those that were uncatchable balls from Jacoby Brissett.
3 catches, 36 yards. That's all she wrote. And I think a lot of us figured it was going to drop off pretty substantially with Marvin back in, but that's not a great look. That's not a good look. And yes, the 7 target, but like you said, like some of those just weren't even going to get caught.
No, and I question the offensive game plan when you know that, yes, you're getting Marvin Harrison Jr. back, great, but he hasn't really shown he's able to be wide receiver 1. He's also coming back from, I don't know if you want to call an appendectomy an injury, but he's coming back from
a freak random issue.
Yes, he's coming back from a health issue.
Yes.
There you go. He's coming back from a health issue, and you've seen that he's limited in practice all week. You know, you got to gear him up, but then you decide to target him and make him your wide receiver 1 in this game. He said in the
locker room that he was feeling uncomfortable sometimes and feeling normal sometimes. Like some things felt uncomfortable, some things felt normal, and that was like, whoa, okay, like, do we need to rush you back in then?
And no, especially on a season that is now,
lost?
Yeah. Now you're done for. So maybe just keep targeting Michael Wilson in the ways that you've been successful on the field. Nearly the only successful offensive thing going for you these past few weeks.
Yeah.
And just stick with that. And I don't understand why Drew Petzing decided to change up the play calling in that way. If anything, maybe just to, integrate Marvin a little bit more, make him feel a little bit more comfortable in his return. But you saw that didn't work because he ends up leaving the game with a heel injury.
Yep. And here's the other thing, too, is it's going to be kind of brushed under the rug just given the playoff elimination, all that stuff. But the run game actually was pretty efficient today.
Yeah.
And just wasted opportunity. 19 carries, 95 yards, 5 yards a carry with the long of 16. Like that shows you they were moving the rock. And just find ways to shoot themselves in the foot again. It's just like we said earlier, the interception, the fumble, missed field goal, missing Marv, missing a couple other guys. It's the makings of a team that doesn't know how to win.
And one of my, I guess, top little bugaboos with this team is that once they get in the red zone, they seem to abandon everything that was so successful for them before they got to the red zone. They're one of the highest passing teams in the red zone. They abandon the run once they get there.
Yeah.
And they're one of the least successful touchdown scoring teams once they actually get in the red zone.
Ugh.
Their red zone efficiency is barely above 50% when it comes to touchdown passes.
Woof.
So at this rate, if that's not working, go back to the run game that got you into the red zone in the first place. And I know that there's been question marks about it so far this season with who's actually running back number 1, who's your lead backer, who are you throwing in there. I get all of that. But you know what you're getting from these guys the second the game actually starts. So once you're getting into the red zone, go back to it. Continue to execute that way. And what's most frustrating is everybody else seems to know that out on the field, especially with Jacobian just like getting the pressure that they can against him in the offensive line. Why not give him a check down or two to make him feel a little bit more comfortable? I can't say that.
You're not allowed to say check down.
Sorry. All right. No, I mean, run the freaking rock. How about that? Better?
Well, here's one thing, too, that we didn't even get into last week because it was after the preview pod. Trey Benson has seemingly gone backwards.
Yep.
So that question of who RB1 is probably going to continue, but I think it is Bam night from now on. But yeah, Trey Benson, not out at practice Thursday or Friday. Yeah, that's not great. And I think he's got another week of practice before they've got to determine if he's coming back. Like, time's running out. Time is running out there for sure. Should we just go right into the report today? because I don't really know what else to say about this game. Like, Jacoby Brissett, again, didn't have a bad game. 301 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 pick. The 1 pick was nasty. Let's 100%. He is to blame for that. 100.1 rating. 72.5% completion percentage. We did talk about how some of those were uncatchable, but at the end of the day, he's still moving the rock. He's still getting it done. I can't put all of the blame on him. I think a lot of this one goes down to coaching for me. Yes, execution needs to get done. I'm going full cliche right now. Mm-hmm. Players got to execute, but coaches also have to put them in the spot where they know what to do when they need to execute. And you look at Greg Dortch at the end there, that's one thing that just jumps out. Like, why are you not getting out of bounds? Yeah, you got a defender there, but reach out there, man. So I don't know. Just a lot of, I don't know.
We saw those mental errors even strike earlier in the game, and Baron Browning jumping off sides.
Well, and here's the other thing too. And this is where I was getting to. I'm glad you said mental errors. The Bucs had 2 touchdowns taken off the board because of penalties. They were Cardinaling more than the Cardinals.
And Chris Godwin drops one in the end zone.
They said, hey, we don't want to win this game. We would rather go 6-6 and still fight for the playoff spot. Cardinals said, you know what? No. We want to be out of playoffs completely. We're going to give it right back. Because I looked and was like, wait a minute. The wrong team wearing red is doing the thing that the other team should be doing. Or that we've been accustomed to doing. Yeah. Seeing them do. Just frustrating. Okay, let's get to the report about the franchise quarterback now, because that decided to drop right before the game started with Kyler Murray apparently is reportedly, Ian Rappaport, still not fully healthy. So next week or tomorrow, which I heard Jonathan Gannon talk about it and say he wasn't sure if he would get designated to return tomorrow off of IR. Probably should have been phrased, is he going to get designated this week?
Yes.
Usually that's like a Wednesday thing with practice, so something to watch there, but it sounds like from what Ian Rappaport said, Kyler Murray's not going to be ready next week. It's going to be Jacoby Brissett for at least next week because it's a little early. I think those are almost exact words that he used for Kyler Murray to return, which I think if we're all being honest, if we see him back on the field this year, I'll be 100% shocked. I don't think he's coming back because 1, if he's still got that lingering injury, why put him back out there? And 2, if he's not in the plans, why are you going to ruin the value?
No, and it's not like other NFL teams that are deciding if they want him to be their starter moving forward don't have
they've already got
years of tape.
They've already got enough
view. Tape. You know exactly what he can do if you're looking for him. And if he can integrate into your system, you've seen what he's capable of. And for the number 1 overall pick years ago, you know he's got the talent to do it. So it's just finding the right system for him if you're a team out there looking for a starting quarterback, because it seems like more more NFL teams are going to be.
Atlanta?
Both examples, by the way.
Las Vegas?
No, not Vegas.
New York?
No, not New York. I was going to say both Atlanta and Minnesota are great examples of teams that have mediocre to poor offensive lines and brought in a new QB to try to fix that situation for them. And both of them are injured.
JJ McCarthy is also not playing very good.
No, he's not even playing today. They're starting Max Brosmer today.
Brosmer, I think.
Sure.
You might have been right.
Who cares?
Who threw a Jordan Love, like I said earlier, a Jordan Love-esque throw for an 86-yard pick six earlier.
Yeah, which was just absolutely abysmal. But the point of that being, you've got 2 quarterbacks in there who have both sustained huge injuries this season. Penix, you don't even know if he's coming back next season. Doesn't look like it because he's going to have a full reconstruction of the ACL.
Yeah, when you see full reconstruction,
opposite leg that plagued him in college. And then JJ McCarthy seems to have a new injury every other week.
He's concussed again. Just sit out.
He's concussed. Oh, his finger hurts. Oh, you woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Sit down. Like, that's what it seems to be with him. We need you to look at these ink
blots. No, they're not vibrating. No, you're still out.
Do you see a rabbit or a cow? That's what that seems like with him. So the Cardinals can look at that and go, okay, if you draft a QB,
that's not the blueprint to follow.
No, don't do that. You've got to fix your offensive line and you've got to learn from those errors.
Well, and can you believe, Minnesota's got to be kicking themselves. They had Sam Darnold in the building.
Yeah.
Didn't they have Daniel Jones in the building for a second too?
At the same time.
Oh.
They had both of them.
But here's Ian Rappaport's full quote. My understanding is it's a little early maybe for Kyler Murray. Thought he'd be healthy, fully healthy by now. Not quite yet. Certainly seems like it's going to be Jacoby Brissett for at least another week and potentially more. Regardless of his health, it should be Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah.
This next week and potentially more.
At this rate, you just want Kyler Murray healthy, so when you decide to move off of him...
You have the option to potentially trade him.
Exactly.
Because right now, I don't think any team is going to sign up to be paying that much money.
No.
I think we are headed towards a release. If they're going their separate ways, it's going to be a release. Got to decide it, 5 days after the new league year before that money becomes guaranteed? I just don't think anybody's going to say, you know what, we'll take him and we'll take a lot of that money.
No.
You say, see you later, release him, and somebody else is going to get him on a prove-it deal, and we'll see what happens. That's what I really think is going to happen.
Because for a lot of these teams, when you start to look at the cap space and the available money that they're going to have by the end of the season, those teams that are out there looking for a quarterback, that's easily 35% just for Kyler.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be a good number.
No.
That's why you wait for him to get released and have a bidding war. That'll be fun.
Go do your thing. And then you look back at the Cardinals and go, what? What happened here? How have we gotten here?
Yeah. So, okay, let's play a little game now.
Okay.
Where do you think the Cardinals will draft in the first round this year?
Ooh, this is not a fun game. I like games, but not this one. I think they will draft fifth.
Fifth. Okay. I think they'll be sixth.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Right now they're seventh.
Yeah, I think they'll be fifth.
Yeah. Tennessee, New Orleans, and the Giants seem like they're going to be set there.
they're
maybe the
Raiders,
maybe the Raiders too. But beyond that, I mean, Cleveland's Cleveland. Jets won today, so that's
the Jets won.
Maybe they don't need a quarterback.
On like a 56-yard field goal in the pouring rain from Nick Folk, who
Nick
had
Folk
missed
one
a yard earlier. He was 55-yarder, he misses. 56-yarder, I'm gold.
That's crazy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow. Nick Folk still got it at 100 years old.
Right as the Cardinals game ended, that game was on. So I did a quick pivot over that. And I was like, what in the world am I watching?
Here's a score update from
oh, no.
Seattle. 16-0 over Minnesota.
It wasn't as brutal as I thought you were going to say.
No, but it's just Seahawks. Basically what they did to the Cardinals.
Yeah, and I'll be really interested. The Seahawks will be a team that I look at as we get closer and closer to the playoffs in terms of, does Sam Darnold beat his own self-imposed curse in the playoffs? And does he bring the Seahawks to success?
Well, here's the other thing, too. And, oh, my gosh, just looking at the draft order. The Rams are currently number 9 because of the trade with Atlanta.
Yeah.
Oh.
A trade that you already look back on now. It happened last year. A trade that you already look back on and go, that was bad.
They were playing some chess right there. Oh, good luck.
I haven't looked back on a trade and gone, ugh.
Good luck, NFC West.
Unlike, I feel like the Panthers-Bears trade.
Yeah.
For the number 1 pick. But Bryce Young, man, slinging it today.
Well, yeah.
3 touchdowns, beating the Rams. Good for him.
7-6 right now. See that? Okay. That was more of the record I expected from the Cardinals.
The Panthers should... I'm about to reverse it. The Cardinals should be the Panthers of this season.
Yep.
They should be in these competitive games. They should be tight.
That sounds so stupid to say.
I know, but when you actually go back and look at it, that's exactly who they should be. They have a lot of the same flaws. They've got a lot of the same errors. They have a similar aged coaching staff.
Yep.
Those are guys that you look back on and go, the Cardinals should be the Panthers, and here's how they should be executing. And yeah, they're just over 500, but they're fighting in their division.
They're also just over 500.
Yes, and they have a ton of their divisional matchups in these last 5 games, just as the Cardinals did. So, it's one of those where that is the team that I look at in the NFL and go, that is sort of the closest model to the Cardinals, and I don't understand why they've found that success in a way that the Cardinals now Carolina started their rebuild with Bryce Young. They thought it wasn't going to work out. They benched him. They brought him back in.
I still don't know if it's going to work out.
I don't know if it's going to work out.
It's working right now.
But they're figuring it out. They also bring in a highly drafted wide receiver in T-Mac, and they found success in him. He looks great there. Shout out to the U of A guy. He looks really great there. And then you look at the Cardinals. Okay, you go out there. You bring in Marvin Harrison Jr. to try to make this offense work. He doesn't look great. He's having issues staying on the field.
Yeah.
Okay? And their record reflects that. So why did the rebuild work for them and the rebuild didn't work for you? And that is my full circle of heads need to roll for the Cardinals. And I don't know. And I don't know how you explain away them not.
Well, here's another thing. Look at what the Dallas Cowboys are doing. The Dallas Cowboys look like one of the worst teams in NFL football on Monday Night Football when they lost to the Cardinals. They looked so bad. They looked like they were not going anywhere other than higher up in the draft. They are 6-5-1 now. They are 2 spots out of the playoff spot? And a lot of what I see coming from Dallas is what their head coach is doing and what their head coach is leading these guys. I'm not saying JG's not leading his team, but there's something different going on inside the locker rooms of these teams that should not be better than the Cardinals. Cowboys should not be better than Cardinals. Carolina should not be better than Cardinals. Atlanta should not be better than the Cardinals. Instead, the Cardinals are looking up to them. I don't know. It's bad.
You saw Dallas draft well.
Yep.
You saw Dallas execute well in the free agent market. You saw Dallas bring in George Pickens, who basically looks like prime DK Metcalf these days down there in Dallas.
Yep.
Where's that for the Cardinals? Where's that free?
Well, it needs to be this free. I mean, for all the work they put on defensively this last year.
Because right now you just look and you go Sweat.
Yeah, Sweat. Which Sweat's everything is advertised.
But that's where the list begins and ends.
No, I'd put Calais on there too. Calais just had a bonus of $500,000.
I think that I mean that in the sense of you're not building around Calais. Calais isn't sticking around for the future.
That's true. That's good. That's good. Yep, exactly. I mean, and then you look at the 2024 free agency class. Woof. Mac Wilson's probably the only acceptable starter.
And he's not even out there.
And he's not even out there right now. So I think we've already decided that we already know that Monty wants to build through the draft. We know that. You've got to hit on offensive playmakers in the offseason. And not even playmaking, big dudes that move other dudes out of the way. Hopefully Tip Ryman comes back because I do think blocking tight ends for what this offense wants to get done has been huge.
The one thing that Trey McBride did not do well today is that 4th down run from Bam Knight of him trying to block his guy, and he does not do it.
Yep.
Trey McBride's improved in his run blocking, I will say, but he's not Tip Ryman out there.
No.
We saw it today.
I mean, there's some offensive linemen that aren't Tip Ryman. Let's be real. I'm just saying in general across the NFL. There's some, when Tip Ryman's getting honorary offensive linemen, when people are yelling that at him in the locker room, that's when you know, there ain't many people moving this dude.
No.
And that also tells you how valuable the guy is.
Yeah.
When you've got to have a guy when you've got to have big dudes, a big giant offensive lineman get out there as your heavy tight end because of losing Tip Ryman, you can't just throw another Elijah Higgins or something. That's when you know how big of a loss that is. When
you're playing a position that you don't play better than the people playing that position, that might be a red flag.
So that is, let's give Josh Sweat some kudos because he tied a career high, had a pair of sacks in the first quarter today.
Yeah.
He's up to 11. The last time he did that was in 2022. ESPN projected him at the beginning of the year less than 7.
That's ridiculous.
It's so funny because I had to bring it up to him in the locker room when they did this. I'm not going to give you the full of what he said.
Yeah, I was going to say, how many bleeps do you need?
But it started with a really big, hearty laugh.
Which is very Josh
And then followed by some other things that I won't get into, but yeah. And I think again, me and Donnie said they're talking to him. We both kind of were like, yeah, this is going to get beat. And then you hear his response and it's like, oh yeah, he's...
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to him. He's still doing his thing. Glad it's coming in a little more repetitive, I should say, lately.
Okay.
But again, they got to find ways to close games too. I guess in this one, they got to find ways to keep drives alive. That was the big one.
Yeah. I think there's a lot about this game that in the end doesn't really matter.
And it just reflects on what this team has had issues with all year. Again, it's just Tim Ring walked in to do the post-game show. And I looked at him and I said, it just felt like rinse and repeat today. Same issues, miscues, missed opportunities. I mean, huge missed opportunities when Tampa Bay is taking 14 points off the board when that's usually you're doing that with penalties.
Yeah.
And you still can't come away with the W.
And it's another one of those things where if we're talking about the same issues that the Cardinals had in week 3 and 4 at this point in the season, it's another reason they can't be the Panthers and they can't be the Cowboys who started poorly and have started to rebound, because you can't find that extra gear to stop yourselves from losing these games.
Yep.
And this is one of the games this season for the Cardinals, with a few others specifically, that I look at and I question almost exclusively the coaching staff, because I think this game comes down to a few key plays on either side of the ball that didn't work for them.
Yeah.
That if you execute one of 5 I'm thinking of off the top of my head, you probably win the game, or you at least tie it and force overtime in a way that they just haven't been able to do this season. Almost perfectly summarized by the fact that the Titans' only win this season is you.
1-11. So, okay, we've got an update on eliminated teams now. Joining the Giants and the Cardinals, Titans, and the Saints. That is not the club you want to be a part of, and that is not the club any of us expected the Cardinals to be in.
No.
Especially by week 13. That little E, it's never what you want to see.
No.
What are the worst 4 words in sports? Eliminated from playoff contention. Especially when there's still 5 games to play.
Comma, with 5 games left in the season.
Yeah. When you have to look back and say 1986, the last time they were this early eliminated. And they've had some bad seasons. One that shows you how much farther everybody else is ahead of you. Because there's a lot of parity up top. And there ain't a lot of parity down below.
No.
So next 5 weeks are going to tell a lot. Offseason's going to tell a ton.
Yeah.
And we're going to know a lot by about the 5th day after the new league year in March.
I mean, the podcast is going to have a lot to talk about over the next few months.
It's going to be a full season off season.
Yeah, unlike last off season where it was, hey, here's who they acquired,
less chaos,
and here's how it
defensive
fits.
additions.
Yeah.
This is how we're going. Now it's this, and you're going like this. And you keep kind of going this way.
Yeah.
Like a fish.
We're sailing a rocky sea.
There we go. Well, we'll sail it for at least 5 more weeks.
Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. So with that, thanks again for stopping by. You can follow me at TDrake for Sports. You can follow Lauren at Koval_Lauren. Follow the show at AZ Cards Corner. And yeah, watch us on YouTube. Listen to us on Apple, wherever, Spotify, anywhere.
All the podcasts.
All of them. All of them, yeah. And as always, keep it tuned into Arizona Sports. We'll have plenty to talk about the rest of this week for the Cardinals, the Suns, Diamondbacks, everybody else, ASU, Kenny, posting cryptic tweets today. Love that.
Yes.
Lane Kiffin headed elsewhere, getting booed at the tarmac. There's a lot of stuff going on in the sports world, not just the Cardinals losing. So be sure to stick around. We'll be back next week. Preview Cardinals-Rams, which I'll be honest with you, that's scary to even say already. So we will try our best to put on a brave face, and hopefully you can too. We'll see you later.